Hello, my name is Matthew Mercer. I am a voice actor and the Dungeon Master for Geek and Sundry's Critical Role, and welcome to my silly video series on tips and tricks for Game Masters and Dungeon Masters alike. Today we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic, player and Game Master table setting and etiquette. I have questions often about this and inner player and Game Master, Dungeon Master relationships and dynamics there, and I think this would be a cool discussion to have. So, first and foremost, many RPG campaigns and systems are very different. Your experience at one table with one GM is going to be wholly different from another, even in the same system. So I think before you start or join a game, everyone should be upfront and discuss about the play style. Have the GM talk with the players. Is he expecting to create it more RP heavy, more role-playing heavy? Do you want to make it more combat heavy? More of a balance between the two? Is it going to be created into more of a Diablo-style dungeon delve, kill stuff, get loot? Or is it going to be more about political intrigue and, dealing with the overarching political climate of a kingdom or a space, adventure? Is it a very high-power campaign? Is it a low-power campaign? Is it a note-taking mystery campaign? These are all the things you want to kind of discuss at the top of creating this game with your players so that everyone's on the same page about expectations. There'll be some players that'll be into it for some elements, and others that'll be really kind of disappointed if 5 sessions in they didn't get it all what they wanted out of this experience. And so being upfront about it is a really good way for you all to make sure that you understand each other, and if you have any discussions about those tweaks in the future, at least you have a basis to build those discussions on. Players, be respectful and appreciative of your Game Master and Dungeon Master. They take a lot of their free time to create this world and this experience for you to enjoy, sometimes thanklessly. When you're at the game, when you're present at the table, best to your ability, listen and be attentive and acquiesce to your Game Master's judgments. I'm not saying don't have fun, don't, forget your snacks and stuff, but for the most part, when you're in the moment, when you're in the game, try and pay attention, try not to distract from the moment at hand, and, be attentive, because they put all this time and energy into it. It's the least you could do. And now, don't be afraid to debate a rule with your Game Master or clarify something they may have forgotten. But just remember, ultimately, the GM does have final say, and they may alter elements of the system or of the rules to fit their story, their world, and that's how it is. Don't get too argumentative on those aspects. And if it really bothers you, you can take them aside after the game and talk about it and try and come to some sort of an understanding. Communication is the key in most things in life, but this is definitely being one of those. Share the spotlight with your party. There will be moments and stories where your character will become the focus, and you will be hoisted into the center of attention, and that's fine, and embrace that. But if it consistently becomes that, and you begin pushing the rest of your party out of the way, and you take charge, and you want to be the answer to every solution, it can get a little boring. Now, if everyone else is like, no, you're cool, you're the leader, you talk, you're the face man of the group, that's different. But you want to make sure that you allow the other players to shine as well. This is a classic rule for stage as well. You don't want to upstage anyone. You want to let everyone have their moment in the light. Make sure that everyone has an opportunity to be part of the story you're all creating together. And if you ever feel like someone in your game is doing that, once again, after the game, take them aside and talk to them in a very respectful, very warm way. Let them know, starting to feel you're starting to take the spotlight a little away. Just be aware, we want to play too, if that's cool. And, sometimes people do it without even realizing it. Even just having that conversation fixes the problem. Not always, and sometimes when that happens, either the GM has to step in and have a conversation, and if it gets really bad, sometimes players have to leave the game. It happens all the time. But all of you are putting your time and attention towards this. You want to make sure that everyone's at least working together to make it as fun as possible. If it seems that you've unintentionally commandeered the game, be open to feedback. Don't take it personally. Don't have a bruise to your ego because somebody gave you a note after the game about being maybe a little too heavy on taking the game in your own hands. Just listen to it and be like, okay, shit, I didn't know, I'm sorry. I'll be more, respectful of that in the future. GMs, DMs, also be respectful and appreciative. Your players are the life's blood of your world. They are the ones that make this story that you wrote and bring it to life and play it through. And they're hanging on to your every word, and they're essentially letting you scoop them up and take them into your imagination. And that's a lot of trust there. Plus, they're scheduling their real life around you and trying to make sure that they can be part of this experience. So, be respectful and appreciative of that aspect, that they're putting their own side of this in as well. Show equal attention between players. Even if one player tends to be a heavier role player than the others, don't feel like you then just only focus on them. You know, some people can start off a little shy, or especially if they're new role players, they may not know how to really engage directly. And so it helps to coax them. Have an NPC directly refer to them and give them patience and let them find a voice for their role-playing character. It may take some time, but you know, make sure that you're at least trying to split your attention between the players best to your ability. And be open to being corrected and to gaining feedback. You're the game master, you rule the world, you are the god of this whole experience. But you're not infallible, we all make mistakes. I make mistakes constantly. And feedback only helps you to improve your narrative, to help how you run the game. And being corrected sometimes helps you better understand the rule system that you're running. You have a lot in your brain, a lot that you're constantly having to focus on and remember and keep notes on and keep, you know, working together and working towards long and short narratives. You have so much in your head, you're bound to forget some stuff. So don't be offended or frustrated if a player corrects you with a rule or something like that. Be thankful, because that just means that you probably have a better chance of remembering it in the future. Players, GMs, be respectful of each other. Work hard and discuss if there's any weirdness going on at the table, and work it out to the best of your ability. We're all there to have fun. We're all there to have a great experience together. And I think following a lot of these little guidelines should help maintain that quite nicely. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been somewhat helpful for your GMing and playing experience. You can see more of these videos on geekandsundry.com, and I'll see you around.